What's going on YouTube? I am Dan, and this is Dan's Gear Reviews. I'm just kind of giving you an introduction to myself and the kind of things that I do. I am a sucker for a bargain. I have got my Firefly Flying V copy. I saw this originally on the Guitar Max channel, and he was talking about these great Flying Vs for $250 from guitarsgarden.com. So I went over there, checked it out, and they had this guy, the olive drab, I guess, kind of color. This is actually my sticker. This didn't come on the guitar. But they actually had this one on sale for $210. And I jumped on it and I ordered it. And I freaked out for about 2 weeks while it was arriving. It did arrive, though. I was initially very, very displeased. This guitar has just an insanely fat neck. It's kind of like holding on to the fat end of a baseball bat. Just super, super thick. I'm pretty much into skinny neck guitars, so this thing just sat in the corner for the longest time until I jokingly was jamming with some buddies and I picked it up and I really liked it, but unfortunately, other than the out of the box extremely thick neck, the nut was extremely poorly cut. It was hard to fret the E string or the A string on the first fret because they were so high above the fretboard. Essentially, they advertise a bone nut. I thought that was a lie because they clear coat their nut, so it kind of ends up looking like plastic. So I bought a new bone nut for this, planning on cutting it, and then I figured, well, this one just needs to be filed down from the back side, so I just filed it down until the strings were the right height, and that's all it was. It just needed filed. Had to do a lot of truss rod adjustments on this, and the factory Tune-o-matic bridge that comes with these is absolute junk. I would not recommend keeping them. I was just showing on my Best Choice Products ES335 knockoff that these saddles have all kinds of play. So you bend your string and your intonation's done. Then you may get lucky, you know, when you tune it up, your intonation may be good again, but I really like these roller ones. Honestly, bends felt almost too effortless after getting the roller tailpiece on there, so I would probably recommend the roller or just a nicer standard Tune-o-matic. But you will get used to this extra bendy feeling. It's actually kind of cool. The Firefly did come with full-size pots, and they seem to work really well, so I have left them alone so far. As far as the pickups go, these are Fleor pickups from Amazon. I'm big on Amazon parts. I just discovered Prime a couple of years ago, and I have got a problem. I order guitar parts by the truckload. And Fleor, I've been putting these in just about all of my guitars. They're inexpensive Alnico 5 PAF style. Well, they make all styles of humbuckers and single coils, but these are extremely good sounding, and when you first put them in, you'll be like, oh, these aren't even as hot as the Ceramic junk, well, no, ceramic pickups are very hot, but they don't sound good and they squeal like a stuck pig at stage volumes. So, Alnico 5s, get a boost pedal and it'll be just as loud, I promise, and it will scream. It will sound much better with any tone than a ceramic pickup, in my opinion. But this is my Firefly. Let me grab another one of my guitars here. This guitar is my IYV Amazon special. I'm mainly a Les Paul guy, Les Paul style guy. I don't own any American Gibson Les Pauls, only imported ones. And that's because I'm a serious bargain hunter. Once again, I've got the same Fleor Alnico 5 pickups. As far as the hardware goes, the IYV had very, very good hardware, but the knobs are not nearly as nice as the Firefly. So I do plan to update to some Bourne's pots. The Bourne's pots are just super easy action, and sometimes that hurts you, but normally I like how easy the Bourne's pots turn. So I'm going to go with Bourne's pots in this. And I actually really loved this guitar so much that I bought another one that I'm planning on modding. I've got it stripped down to a bare shell right now that I'm planning on doing some coil splitting and other types of mods with. But the pickups that come in these, they say Destiny CNC wound on them. I am not a fan at all. They are, they seem to feedback pretty bad at stage volumes, so I figured I would pot them. As I started to desolder the cover from the stock pickups, wax just started pouring out. So I know that they are wax potted, but they still squeal really bad and they're just kind of thin sounding. So again, the Fleor Alnico 5s, can't say enough good about them. The tuners on this IYV, I'm just realizing, are still the stock tuners. These are made in Vietnam. Very, very good feeling guitars, extremely nice finishes on them. This is definitely what I thought might have been the best deal in guitars at $159 or $69 I might have paid for this. But then I recently got the $129 ES335 copy, so that may have taken the cake. But the IYVs, I like them very much, and they're fairly lightweight compared to a full weight Gibson or Epiphone Les Paul. So they're good for stage. But I did buy another one that I'm planning on doing up. I'm going to get a little crazy with that. Maybe you guys can tell me what you'd like to see me do with it, and I'll make it happen. Now this guitar is my pride and joy. This is the guitar that got me into Les Paul style guitars. I originally started out as a Strat guy. Well, started out as a Les Paul guy, and it was a junk guitar. So I traded it for a Strat. Never looked back until about 2010. I thought about giving Les Paul another chance. I went into Guitar Center in Cleveland, and I had just got a bonus at work and didn't want my wife to know about it. Wanted to spend my fair share before she got her hands on it. So I went to Guitar Center after work with the plan of purchasing a Les Paul. And my criteria for the Les Paul wasn't too, it was kind of specific. I wanted an arch top, and I wanted covered humbuckers, and a set neck. That was an important part, was a set neck. So I walked around Guitar Center for a couple hours after work, played a whole bunch of new and used Epiphones, daydreamed about a couple of Gibsons, but ultimately didn't see anything that really made me want to come up off of my bonus check. So as I was walking out the door, I took one last look over my shoulder, and there was a stack of amplifiers, and there was one Les Paul sitting on top of that just kind of, I don't know what exactly happened. I saw it, and the next thing I knew, I was floating across the room towards it. And I get over there, and the sign says fake Les Paul, $100. So I grabbed it, and I walked back to the manager's office with it. And as soon as I walked in, he said, "Get that thing out of here." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Give me $50 cash and it's yours." I said, "All right, cool. Here's $50." And I pretty much ran out of there. And I went home and stuffed it in the closet. I felt like I had stolen this thing. So I was just sitting on it for a while. Didn't even really play it at first. Just stuffed it away and forgot about it. Then a year or two later, I pulled it out and played it, and I realized this was the finest guitar that I've ever played in my life. So this is my Epiphone Les Paul. Sorry, it's very dusty. Beat up. So this right here, this headstock, is where the confusion all started. As you can see, this is a standard Gibson style headstock. Most Epiphones have a larger and uglier like headstock with some weird cutoffs right there that make them look real funny. But this one had the Gibson open book headstock on it, so the guy at Guitar Center, the manager, says, "That's a fake." And I'm thinking, who would ever fake an Epiphone, really? So I bought his fake Epiphone and ran. And after doing some research a while later, I found out that 1989 Epiphones, the first year they made these guys in Korea, had the actual Epiphone, or the Gibson headstock on it, rather than the Epiphone style. So I got a good looking Epiphone with the good looking headstock, and it plays just amazingly. I can't say enough about how well this guitar plays. It's like nothing I've ever felt. You put this guitar in your hands and you just know you have a precision instrument. But yes, this is my very favorite guitar. If I could only have one guitar to play for the rest of my life, it would be this guitar. The pickups, not sure what the pickups are, but they actually have the stickers. I mean, if I didn't know better, I would say these were probably, 1958, 59 pickups, because they have the patent applied for sticker on the rear. They've got braided wire, the whole nine. They're very nice pickups. Again, strap locks. I have strap locks on pretty much everything I own. Keeps me from spilling my guitars on stage, of course. So this is why I play Les Pauls, because this guitar was so beautiful, and I have been chasing Les Pauls ever since, trying to find one that plays like it. No US, no Chinese, no Korean, none of those Les Pauls can hold a candle to this guitar. Got another special guitar that I picked up just recently here. Whoa. This, my friends, is a 2009 TTM Taller Than Midgets. These were a very controversial guitar. They were passed off as being American made, as it says USA custom built on it. But basically, this gentleman, I guess he repaired a guitar for a guy that he'd never met, and delivered the guitar to him at a gig and watched him play it. And the guy was a little person, and the guitar was bigger than him. So the company became known as TTM, or Taller Than Midgets. And I can honestly say that I did a lot of work on this guitar. Again, I have replaced, these are not the normal Fleors that I generally use. These are some other sort of inexpensive Alnico 5, but they did not disappoint. They're very good. I've got the Goodborn's pots on this that I've replaced. Orange drop capacitor. It's got the Floyd Rose on it. That's the main reason I purchased this guitar. I bought it off of a friend that was looking to slim down his collection, and he gave me a good deal on it. Did take a whole lot of work to get it playable, but anyways, the Floyd Rose is pretty awesome. I hate that I can't go to drop D without completely retuning, so I bought a tuning stabilizer thing for the bridge off of AliExpress. Hopefully it comes in soon. But yes, this is the TTM Devastator from 2009. The guy basically took a whole bunch of orders for amazing guitars and gave nobody's their own guitar model and stuff. They offered sponsorships for just regular musicians, which was really cool, and got a lot of people to buy these. And a lot of people ordered them and just flat out got ripped off, never received their guitars, blah, blah, blah. By the way it sounds, I'm surprised that this one even exists. But it's a very good guitar. The finish was pretty horrible from the get-go. These weren't super detailed guitars, but you know, this one has super good action, and you know, I can't really complain about the quality and playability of this guy. So I got my Floyd Rose guitar, and I think I've got one more that I am going to show you guys today. This is just kind of an introduction to me, the kind of guitars I deal with. If you're noticing a theme here, I generally like inexpensive guitars. Always have been that way. I'm all about a bargain, getting the most for your money. But I met a great friend about 20 years ago, and he was really interested in me playing guitar, and he decided he was going to play guitar. And he said, if you could have any guitar, what kind of guitar should I buy? And I said, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Offered some advice on a cheap guitar like I would normally buy. He said, no, I mean, if money was no issue, what would you buy? And I said, well, I would probably buy an American Fender Strat. And so he ordered a Strat, or so he told me, but then I never saw it. And then he passed away a few years ago and left this guitar to me, and when I got there, this was still in the original shipping crate from Musician's Friend from the early 2000s. It had still sealed up in the box, and I had forgotten even what the guitar was until I opened it up. But as of 2019, I was the proud owner of a brand new 2004 50th anniversary Stratocaster. So this thing is a brand new Strat. Needs a little bit of a cleanup here, but it's amazing. Stays in tune nice. Plays excellent. This case sings like an angel every time I open it. It's got the press-in tremolo arm. Got a few different sound options here with the push button volume, and that just changes the wiring. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but to me it seems louder with the button engaged, so that's the way I usually use it. But Yeah, this is a Fender Standard Stratocaster 2004, made in USA. It's got the skunk stripe on it. It's a one-piece neck, no separate fretboard there. And from what I understand, all of the 2004s maybe were even this color. Not sure about that, but I know that all of this was the standard 50th anniversary model. And it's got this awesome badge in the case here. And every time I open this thing, it's just like light shining out, and I hear angels singing. But I basically don't know what I'm ever gonna do with this guitar. It's far too nice for me. I get amazing sounds out of inexpensive guitars, and I get them playing and sounding exactly how I want them with not much effort. So something like this makes me nervous anyway, being that it's probably worth a few $1,000s in not so nice condition. And this is a given to me by a good friend as well. So I'm pretty much afraid to even look at this guitar. So it sits in my guitar room and gathers dust, unfortunately. And I would love to play it more, but honestly, the Gibson works better for my playing style, and or the Gibson copies, I'm sorry. And I am just afraid to do anything with this, so I'll probably keep this until the day I die in the condition it's in, and give it to somebody else. But this is my guitar channel. I'm going to do all kinds of mods. Please, guys, put some comments down there. Let me know what you'd like to see me do next. I'm not above, doing whatever it takes to get you guys to watch my videos. But been playing guitar for 35 years now, and I'm just doing whatever I can to hang on to my little legacy for what it's worth. So please like and subscribe if you found this entertaining. If you would find it more entertaining some other way, put that in the comments and I'll try to accommodate. Thank you very much for tuning in to Dan's Gear Reviews.